This is your life, then why should someone else be in charge? I have always wondered, what separates us from animals and creatures? Some say it is the smartness, some say it is the urge to move forward, some say it is the desire of power. But, I feel what separates us from the rest of them is, the ability to dream. No one can steal your ability to dream. If someone is successful in doing so, then I'm sorry my friend, but you are no longer a free human. When I was a kid, I shifted to a new school, which was a convent school. The place where I used to go earlier was good, but not that good. As a result, my English was very rusty. One day I was trying to say something in English and what I ended up saying was a disaster. A girl standing nearby said, "You don't even know how to speak English. God knows how are you going to survive this school and your life. This is my life. Who is she to define my limits?" And that was it, I never looked back again. I kept hustling, doing my work in silence, and guess what, I ended up being the topper in English. Can you guess who was the first person to call me after the results? Yes, the same girl who once tried to define my limits. I sometimes wonder, does she even remember what she said to me that day? And that's the thing, friends, people will say things, criticize you, and also define your limitations. But here's one thing to remember: they don't remember what they said, then why should I? Even if someone defines a border, if they don't have an army to protect it, then it's a border that can be crossed. People say it, forget it and move on. But we are idiots, we keep crying and close ourselves in boxes that don't even exist. This is a harsh world, no one wants someone else to be more successful than themselves. So they try their best to limit and lock up all your powers in a Pandora's box. Because they fear unlocking this will end up ruining their fantasy land. Yes, not everyone is evil, but you can't forget that this is your fight and you will have to take a lead someday or another. I haven't lived much yet, but from what I can say from my experiences, we underestimate ourselves. A lot, to be exact. Did Jeff Bezos know that he will be the richest person in the world? No, what he knew was that he was going to change the world with his brilliant idea, and look around. Everything is online deliverable now. Imagine if he had thought, I don't think so, this idea is feasible because people say so. I can't even imagine a world without e-commerce. But, instead, he believed in his ideas, broke the limitations, and created a revolution. That's what happens: we break a limitation, we end up doing something really great, which we also were not expecting. But, crossing these lines of limitations is not a walk in a park. It's a very difficult road full of challenges, taunts, criticism, failures, and pushbacks. And trust me, you won't enjoy the win if you don't go through all of the hardships. And there will be times when you won't be able to crack your goals and targets. It's okay, you couldn't win a battle doesn't mean you can't win the war. There is always the next target to achieve, the next barrier to break. A professor once told me I don't deserve to go into IIT, very prestigious institutions in India, and I was not able to go. But, that's not the end of the story. 4 years later I ended up getting a better job than most of my IIT friends. I'm not boasting about it, but trust me, if you keep putting consistent efforts, keep hustling harder, you will end up with something you didn't even imagine you could. The big picture is always beautiful. So, go break the barriers that were never meant for you. Go do what you love. Go create history. Because life is too small for regrets. Open mouth smile. If you liked my content, don't forget to follow me and leave some claps. Your support shall keep me going.